In the heart of Louisiana, nestled among ancient oak trees draped in Spanish moss, lies the Myrtles Plantation, a place where beauty and terror intertwine. Built in 1796, this historic home is often called one of America's most haunted places. But among the many ghostly tales tied to its creaking floors and shadowy corners, one story stands out. A chilling account that has left even skeptics questioning what lurks in the unseen world. It was the late 1980s, and a young couple, Sarah and Mark, had decided to spend a weekend at the Myrtles Plantation. They were drawn to its rich history and the allure of its ghostly legends. Sarah, a self-proclaimed skeptic, laughed off the stories, while Mark, ever the curious one, hoped to catch a glimpse of the supernatural. They checked into the plantation's guest quarters, unaware that their stay would forever change their lives. The first night was uneventful. They explored the house, marveling at its antique furniture and grand staircase. But as the sun dipped below the horizon, an eerie stillness settled over the plantation. The air grew heavy, and the faint scent of magnolias seemed to linger in every room. Sarah dismissed it as her imagination, but Mark couldn't shake the feeling that they were being watched. Around midnight, Sarah awoke to the sound of faint whispers. At first, she thought it was the wind rustling through the trees outside. But as she lay there, the whispers grew louder. Soft, unintelligible murmurs that seemed to come from every direction. She nudged Mark awake, but he heard nothing. Frustrated, she convinced herself it was just the house settling. The next morning, they decided to take a guided tour of the plantation. The guide, a local woman with a knowing smile, spoke of the home's dark past. Stories of murder, betrayal, and restless spirits. She pointed to a mirror in the hallway, known as the Haunted Mirror, where visitors claimed to see ghostly faces reflected. Sarah rolled her eyes, but Mark couldn't help but feel a chill run down his spine. That evening, as they prepared for bed, Sarah noticed something strange. The room felt colder, and the whispers had returned. This time, clearer, as if someone were standing just behind her, speaking directly into her ear. She turned around, but the room was empty. Mark, now visibly uneasy, suggested they leave. But Sarah insisted on staying. She was determined not to let her imagination get the best of her. But then, it happened. As they lay in bed, the room suddenly plunged into darkness. The lamp on the nightstand flickered and went out, leaving them in complete silence. Sarah reached for Mark's hand, her heart pounding. And then, they heard it. A child's laughter, faint and distant, echoing through the room. The laughter grew louder, closer, until it felt as though the child were standing right beside them. Sarah screamed, and Mark fumbled for the flashlight on the nightstand. When the light flickered on, the room was empty, but the air was thick with an oppressive energy, and the whispers returned. This time, in unison, as if multiple voices were speaking at once. Sarah and Mark didn't wait another second. They grabbed their belongings and fled the room, barely stopping to check out before driving away in the dead of night. Years later, Sarah still refuses to talk about what happened that night. Mark, however, has shared their story with paranormal investigators, who have since uncovered even more chilling details about the Myrtles Plantation. It's said that the spirits of those who died there, enslaved people, former owners, and even children, still roam the halls, their whispers a haunting reminder of the past. To this day, visitors to the Myrtles Plantation report hearing faint whispers, seeing shadowy figures, and feeling an unseen presence watching them. Some even claim to have seen the ghostly faces in the haunted mirror, their expressions frozen in eternal sorrow. Follow, like, and subscribe for more spine-chilling stories.